Hello, hello. Eventually, I'll show up on camera today. Just been fighting with the tech. Not really wanting to cooperate this morning. Hello there, Rebel. Or Rebel-Lee. Hello, Bot Mom, Dad Pool. Welcome, welcome. It's the Rebel's birthday today, by the way. So, happy birthday. Happiest of birthdays. Hopefully you don't have to work too early today. Not working. Oh, how did you manage to get your birthday off? Didn't even have to ask for it off, probably. It just happened, right? Casting on the big screen. Yeah, don't get me too nervous there. I tried to shave and get the beard all straight and everything, but I'm sure that on a 55-inch TV, all the wrinkles show up. Morning, Made Canadian. How are you? I'm doing better. Oh, she did ask for it off. Okay, gotcha. Well, at least you don't have to put up with the general public at work, at least today. So yeah, the trip to Rifle was long, and perhaps that's why I feel like crap. I think maybe I just got a little over dehydrated and I didn't compensate with enough just plain water. But I'm hoping that's what it is, nothing else. Little stomach issue, little stomach rebellion from fast food. Yeah, look a little tired. Well, yeah, I drug myself out of bed today, big time. But the beard still looks good. Well, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Still trying to. So, to be honest with you, you couldn't grow a beard like that in a lifetime. Then you'd probably be really almost angry to figure out how long I've been growing it. Then, right? We're probably probably about. I don't know. You might get a pretty good stash, but I haven't seen you with a beard. No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. You know. I can hear her screaming in the background, or stewing, which is worse. I'd rather take the screaming. Yeah, good deal. So this has probably been just over 2 months so far. I mean, my facial hair grows exponentially quickly. You know, it gets out of control really quick too. So I had to take the blending shears to it, and it was getting too puffy. Mustache is still out of control. Got to tame it down a little bit more, it looks like, but it's driving me crazy. So I guess Mixer will be dead today, or it is dead. I don't know. I just got a notification that Raging Fire's hosting still going through, still working, and I don't know if that's a fixture of his software or if it's a fixture of Mixer software. Since it works, it's probably actually his software. Yep, I said that. A little mean. If they worked, they'd still be there, right? So, truth hurts. So, went shopping. It was the first day that I guess Walmart and Target nationwide, I think one other store went nationwide with requiring masks. And I should have been suspicious that something was up when I got a parking stall right up front. After, I watched somebody leave, so I circled around and I pulled right in. There was a guy that was loading up his groceries, and he said, yeah, I did the same thing. He said, they closed this door here. They've only got one door open so they can make sure everybody's wearing masks. Some people still, everybody was wearing masks because the state of Colorado has mandated that everybody must wear masks in public. And Walmart has mandated that you must wear a mask or leave the premises, or you'll be considered as trespassing. So good. I mean, it's something. It's some change. But let's see. Oh, I guess I might not stick around long. I want to get my free drink from Beans and Brews. I completely understand. I completely understand. I would like to go to Beans and Brews too, but yeah. Alas, 5.5 hours is probably not equitable to. I mean, I know I can still get a coffee, but I don't want to turn around and drive 5.5 hours back. So, let's see. Trying to sort out what I missed here. Bot Mom Gaming, or is it Dadpool? It's Dadpool. Yeah. I don't know what I'm reading. Anyway, Rebel, I appreciate you. Miss you. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Hopefully you have a happy birthday. We'll have to get with you about what you want for your birthday. Or whether you just want to get something yourself and we'll help you with that. I don't know. You'll have to let us know. Kathy is off today. Kate's at home in Florida, so you can, if she hasn't already messaged you, chances are she probably did before I did because she's so good about it. But my daughter would think that makes you the coolest. Oh, yeah. She's been growing her hair for a decade. Yeah, she's got long brown hair, brownish, blonde, more brown. Uh, you know, I've still got long hair too. I just keep it in a box underneath my bed. That's all. That's the difference. She's got lots of hair in boxes too. She's a adamant cosplayer, and she's got some pretty good cosplay outfits. Bob Mom, my hair looks like a unicorn farted on it. Every time someone mentions a unicorn fart or whatever, I think of that stupid, I can't even remember if it was Saturday Night Live or Robot Chicken that put out the unicorn that dispensed, I'll say dispensed, rainbow sherbet. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so Rebel Bot Mom Gaming is on Facebook if you wanted to check her out, the O's or Zeros. She's got a Twitch address too, same thing, Bot Mom Gaming on Twitch, but she primarily is on Facebook right now. We're twisting her arm, getting her to come that way. Every time Mr. Donuts comes in, she wants donuts. I understand. So does he. Yeah. He is, after all, Mr. Donuts. Yeah, Dadpool ordered his Deadpool mask to do his streaming. He's gonna fire up his stream again and do a character stream. So, looking forward to it. Progress is exciting. All right. Let's see. My hair is long, just shaved on the sides. Cool deal. Cool deal. Yeah. So, as far as news and junk goes, I'll see what I Discord. Oh, while I'm still thinking about it, if you're still in here, Rebel. Oh, you're not on T-Mobile anymore. Yeah, you're on your mom's plan, and that's not on T-Mobile unless it was Sprint. I think you're AT&T though, aren't you? It's MLB.TV promotion from T-Mobile. If you have T-Mobile, you can get MLB.TV subscription for free. Yeah, one of the, well, you don't watch that much baseball unless we actually go, and yeah. Oh boy, as in oh boy, you don't want it. Is that what you meant by that? Because actually, I guess I could give you the subscription from the other phone that I don't use. Yeah, you don't watch TV. I know you like to go to the games, and in that one we went, but that was mainly from the event of going, I believe, not necessarily the baseball. And it's not, well, yeah, I guess it is technically TV, but um, anyway, if you have T-Mobile or you're a T-Mobile customer, you can get your free MLB.TV subscription and watch every game in the league that's out of your market. And then after they finish playing it, you can watch an archive of the ones that are in your market. So I've already watched 4 baseball games, I'll say. So glad that they are playing baseball again, but they're doing something. We don't have T-Mobile in Canada. Well, sorry about that. So the Rockies, I think that it's probably like a state law that everybody in Colorado has to be a Rockies fan of some sort. But the Rockies played an exhibition game in Texas in their new stadium. And Kate and I were talking about it yesterday too. We didn't know how many indoor stadiums they have in the league. Well, Arlington has an indoor stadium now. They have the ability to retract the roof, but they can have it closed so that they can control the temperature somewhat. Yeah, and with everything that I had trying to get this crazy thing online, it was one issue after the other this morning, trying to get everything going. So if you guys wanted to put out notifications for me, I see the Bot Mom just put one out. Appreciate it. They played the first game yesterday at the Globe Life Field, and they beat the Rangers in their own brand new stadium, 5-1, of course. The thing that they're doing that's driving me crazy is we all know that the stadium's empty. I mean, there's no fans. If there's anybody sitting in the stands, it's people that work for one of the 2 teams, and they're all wearing masks. The coaches are all wearing masks. The players, most of them are covering their faces in the dugout, and when they're out on base, when they're close to each other. Some of them are wearing net gaiters, which, once again, we talked about on Monday. Depending on how thick that is, it may or may not be effective. If you can blow a candle out at 18 inches, then it's not effective. The fake chatter. Yeah. They have canned noise going on in the background, and even when the announcer announces the next batter, you hear, I don't know whether it's on the TV broadcast or whether it is on it going on in the stadium. You just hear this, now at bat, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, it's like, I mean, why don't you just have like 10 people sitting at individual microphones, all going, yeah. Everybody knows the stadium's empty. Why do you have to have this stupid chatter going on in the background? And the announcers are taking turns making fun of them. They're calling them phantom fans. Yeah, there you go. Wish they still had the booze for what makes a crappy call. Yeah, that would make it too realistic, I guess. But the fake chatter's really, yeah. And the WWE without fans too. Yeah, if you're watching wrestling, Yeah, yeah. I mean, but the fake canned chatter is just kind of sad, really, in a way. I mean, it just reminds you that there's nobody there. Um, the Texas Rangers have a promo that they're doing right now for raising money for their local charities. It's uh, it's a Doppel Ranger promo, so you can give them a $50 donation and send them a picture of yourself, and they will make a cutout of you to place in the seats in the stands. So they're hoping to, they want to fill up the stadium, and your Doppel Ranger will be in the stands for whatever amount of time. I didn't read it since I'm not a Rangers fan, but I thought it was pretty funny. It's better than what's Los Angeles. Los Angeles just had a bunch of cheesy, different characters cut out, and some of them were local personalities, I'm sure, but some of them are just repeats of fans wearing Dodger outfits. Oh, there's a Facebook post that showed up. Interesting. Finally. I haven't seen anything come across. I wasn't sure if we're actually coming through on the Facebook page or not. They've let me broadcast until September 1st on there, which reminds me, if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, leave comments. That way I know that people are actually watching the recording. You don't have to do it while it's live, but if you're watching it when it's on record, leave a message, and that way I know that the effort of going to two other platforms is actually working. And Justice says, yep, it's working over here. That's good. Appreciate the effort. So they should have some wacky, wavy, and inflatable. Yeah, exactly. And they just have it all times to where they just lower the fans down just enough and then jack them back up. You can do an actual wave as it goes across the stadium with the noodle worm dudes. That would be fun. That would be awesome. But yeah, so and then the Angels were playing the Dodgers, and of course the Angels did their usual, and they lost to the Dodgers. They almost came back. I think it was 6-4, but it was like 4-1 forever, and then they slowly got a few runs as it went through the end of the game. But that's why when you're an Angels fan, you have to like other teams too, so you know what it feels like to root for a winning team. But hopefully with Joe Madden as a coach, they got him from the Cubs, and every team that he's coached has made it into the playoffs at least. And I mean, he coached the Cubs when they won the World Series, so everybody thought that was going to be an impossibility, but he actually made it work. So kind of excited for that. A story off of ESPN about one of the Rockies outfielders, Sam Hilliard's father, was diagnosed with ALS, and he attends the game in Arlington. So Sam Hilliard grew up in Texas, going to Texas Rangers games. 2 years ago, his father was diagnosed with ALS, and Hilliard's dad, Jim, is now getting to watch his son, a big leaguer, in his hometown team's new stadium that is otherwise closed to fans because of the coronavirus pandemic. It's amazing that he can be here, especially the fact that he's in Texas, Sam said. Before Tuesday's game, it's going to be something else to look up there and see him. Hopefully, I'll get to interact with him a little bit after the game or something and get to see him. I haven't seen him in a while. It's going to be really cool and something that he will really cherish. So, 26-year-old outfielder's parents and fiance were there at when the Rockies played the exhibition game on Tuesday. They're scheduled to attend another exhibition game on Wednesday and be there for the regular season opener between the two teams Friday, which will be Hilliard's first opening day in the big leagues. So that's cool for him. Looks like that they had him in one of the owner's boxes. Well, maybe not the owner's box, but he was in a luxury box up there. And in the 2 years, it looks like he's already in a wheelchair that he is controlling with a mouthpiece. So that is kind of sad. But at least he's able to attend his son's first year games as a big leaguer. Oh, so anybody else big baseball fans out there? I mean, some of you that watch some of my gaming streams, I've got comments that, I mean, I had a San Francisco Giants cap, I have a Rockies cap, I have Angels. So, I mean, I don't have a Diamondbacks cap, so I like to watch the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, and the Angels. Baseball is the most tolerable sport for me. Yeah, it's harder to watch it on TV or on a stream for sure. I mean, I usually am doing something else while I'm listening, and then occasionally watch, depending on who's up to bat. Go O's for. So Dad Pool likes baseball too. Yeah, exactly, and that's a lot of it. Just saw the Rays play once. It was fun to people watch, and that's all part of it. And the experience of going to a ball game. I mean, if you're a beer drinker, you have to try one of their whatever local team you're going to their stadium. You have to try their version of some fancy bratwurst or fancy hot dog with a beer and get a bag of peanuts. I mean, that's the three requirements for me for going to a baseball game now. And a lot of places have more gourmet food and restaurants and whatnot, but had more cups of beer accidentally spilled on me than, yeah, that's the other problem in a baseball stadium. They want as many seats as they can get, and so those of us that are a little bit on the economy, or not on the economy side, you know, a little more fluffy, tend to not fit in the seats, and they get clumsy, especially after they've had one or two more beers. But I've heard since the Blue Jays can't play at home field, they're looking to play in Pittsburgh. So why can't they play at their home field? What happened to it? Or yeah, smelling like a brewery coming home from a game. You'd be surprised. Cops are just like, all right, you weren't swerving, you weren't dangerous. I mean, we can do a portable breath test, but just, you know, don't wring your shirt or shorts into the into the PBT, and it won't sense the alcohol. Gotcha. Canada won't let internationals travel without quarantine. Gotcha. So if they went down to play in Pittsburgh, wouldn't they have to quarantine if they went back? Maybe. See, I remember going and watching the Orioles when they had their best team: Rafael, Palmeiro, Brady, Anderson, Cal Ripken. Yeah. Then the list goes on. Mm-hmm. And I'm not as thinky as you drunk I am off Ossifer. Yeah, exactly. Um, we would go to some of the rookie games or AAA games in Salt Lake. And so Mike Trout, that plays for the Angels, is probably not arguably one of the best players in baseball right now. They got him out of high school. He went to the farm teams and was just killing it in the farm teams. Went up, made it to AAA in Salt Lake. I never did see him in Salt Lake. He wasn't there long enough. He was only there for a couple of weeks. And then he got called up to the big show when somebody got hurt, and he's been there ever since. He's MVP, I think, for 3 years now, at least in their side of the league. They are staying there so they can travel across the states without quarantine. Gotcha. Red Sox used to do their spring training in the city my parents live in Florida. Yeah, the Grapefruit League. It's one thing I'm kind of looking forward to eventually. I mean, there's no minor league baseball. That's the other weird thing this year. There's no minor league baseball being played. Yeah, so no farm teams are playing. I don't even know if they're getting paid or not. It's a really bad year for baseball too. Let's see. I still think they make appearances there every once in a while. Yeah, there's there's no rookie ball this year. There's no AAA. Yeah, so they have a 36-man roster right now, and I can't remember how many weeks into the season it'll go down to 26, where it normally is. All right, Lacey, appreciate you. They'll go down to a 26-man roster. But they'll have, I don't know how many others other than those 10 that they have in reserve that are physically ready to go. I don't know how they're doing that, because that's what the farm teams were for. It's for guys that are on their way up and guys that are on their way down to be able to play, develop, heal, repair, all of that too. So I don't know how that's going to work this year. This year is just all screwed up. And I mean, spring training started, got stopped, it started back up again, and these exhibition games are essentially would be like halfway through a normal spring training. So that's the weird part of all of this. Getting messages from Discord. Hold on one second here. No, it's not mine. Good deal. So, I mean, that's what the minors were for, is to help develop players coming into the big show, but also have a place for the guys coming down from injuries and be able to build themselves back up and come back up without just jumping right back into, full play and that. So, but anyway, at least we've got some baseball this year. Yeah, we talked about Walmart and Target. I guess Winn-Dixie there in the southeast quickly reversed its stance. I mean, it was last week. It said it wouldn't require shoppers to wear masks in its stores, even after its competitors announced that they would. But the Southern grocery store changed its mind only a few hours after, maybe happenstance, that the president tweeted out that it's patriotic to wear face masks. I doubt that he actually tweeted it out. I think somebody tweeted it for him. But beginning Monday, July 27th, we'll be requiring masks to be worn by customers to help reduce the spread of COVID-19. Joe Caldwell, the Director of Corporate Communications and Government Affairs for Southeastern Grocers, Winn-Dixie's parent company, said in a statement, adding that the company believes in wearing masks in stores should be mandated by law. So CNN put out an article about that. And along those lines, another article that's posted on the Discord that just reiterated that wearing masks, washing your hands, and keeping social distance. There was a study that was completed, let's see, in the Journal of PLOS Medicine. And let me click on that link and see if I can get it to. No, it just says PLOS Medicine. They confirmed a study. Says that even if 50% of people improved their hand washing, wore masks, and kept to social distancing, it would slow the spread and delay the peak in the surge that we're having. However, it would be too late to stop the current surge, but it would delay or reduce a peak in cases. A 3-month intervention would delay the peak by almost 7 months, the study found. If the government imposed a physical distancing was combined with distance awareness and personal steps, i.e. washing your hands and wearing a mask, the height of the peak could be reduced even after government-imposed social distancing orders were lifted. Moreover, combinations of self-imposed measures as an additive, in practical terms, it means that the SARS-CoV-2, which is the virus that causes the COVID-19, would not cause a large outbreak in a country where 90% of the population adopted hand washing and social distancing that were at least 25 infectious. So if we actually listened to what they were saying, that we could slow the surge and actually may be able to delay it long enough to where they could find a freaking, and this is without without an immunization. It says even without an immunization. Yeah. Let's see, when we talked last night here in Canada, cities where masks are mandatory in public places, even though it's not nationally required. Yeah, there are some local counties and cities that are mandating it if their states haven't too. Canadians can get fined between $100 and $500. Kids over the age of 2 could be subject to a fine if they're not wearing a mask. Interesting. They also announced last night that in September schools are opening back up. I still I still have mixed feelings about all of that. Yeah. I mean, I still trying to come to grips with um, our son going to St. George for college. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. I need to write your 2-year-old a citation. Um, yeah. I just, I don't know. I, but if you think about it, if they are actually doing what they're supposed to, even though they're teenagers, if they wear a mask, they keep the mask clean, um, hand washing, social distancing, access to hand sanitizer. If and they stay in their new little population, they could probably manage to be okay as long as the school is doing random testing and trying to stay on top of any possible infections. But I don't know. I don't know. Trying to give any of my kids citation, I'll go to jail for mouthing off. Yeah, probably. Probably. Um, but yeah. It, but at the same time, me going into Central Florida, I mean, where is he more apt to get sick? Coming with me to Florida or going to school in southern Utah? It's sixes, I think. So, but anyway, I need to grab another cup of coffee, and I'm going to try to figure out why the music stopped for no apparent reason. It thinks it's still playing, but there we go. All right, I'll leave you with some music while I run and grab another cup of coffee. A little quick intermission. Appreciate you guys. So here right, let's catch up with what you're. What? When you buy yourself a birthday gift, what? What do you mean, Rebel? Nice. All right, let's see. Try to catch up here. Is the music too loud? It's either on or it's off. It's kind of crazy. My 3 and 4 year olds think that everyone's ninjas now. Yep, there we go. Yep, so everybody's dangerous. Everybody, you got to keep at least 6 feet away from them so they don't kick you, right? It's like, so instead of saying you need to stay 1 alligator length apart, you just say you need to stay at least 6 feet away so they can't kick you and you can't kick them, right? So you need to stay at least 1 ninja kick away. Oh, let's see. New messages. Yeah, you guys are talking a lot. That's awesome. Facebook Market, yep. So the wall of plush in Rebel's room, the wall of memorabilia, is it's getting there. I mean, how many boxes is that going to take when you move to just box up your memorabilia? Don't roast me. I know. I've spent a few $100s on Disney pins. Now I've got them on the wall instead of on a lanyard, and so when we go to Disneyland or Disney World, it's like, do I crack open the frame and yeah, like five boxes, yeah. Well, at least you're able to get them all boxed up and protected so that they can be redisplayed, huh? Mr. Donuts says, I'm a game collector. Yeah, that's the thing. That's so my Xbox is the digital only right now. So if I get a new one, it's definitely going to have a disk drive, and then I think Kate will probably inherit the Steelbook and special editions as far as games go. I gotcha. Yeah, Mr. Donuts has at least one child that I know of for sure. But yeah, Rebel's moving right after she helps us get our moving truck and load boxes. 2 kids. Mr. Donuts has two donut holes. Yeah. She collects pins and plush and books and figures. Plus, she also does artwork, where she has figurines that she redoes and repaints or remakes and puts back out. Wow. Born on the 16th, 10 minutes after midnight. Well, congratulations. It's an esoteric book hoarder, even though 90% of them have juice spilled in them or crunchy pages. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Rebel goes to the I don't know what would you call them, thrift stores, secondhand stores, whatever, and it's amazing what people will throw away sometimes. But before pin trading was like a huge thing, um, at least as far as I was aware. Um, we so it's 2002 Olympics. Here's an example of something that was just kind of strange. During the 2002 Winter Olympics, for some reason, the U.S. team, their berets that they wore at opening and closing ceremonies were wildly popular, and everybody had to have one. So there was hundreds of thousands of these berets that were made and sold, and they were on eBay selling for tons of money and everything. And within a year or two after the Olympics, there were just stacks of them at Savers, and Deseret Industries is another Utah. Well, I don't know if it's just Utah, but they're all over Utah. It's a secondhand store. So, um, okay. So yeah, tons of Disney Store plush that she could show. Yeah. Um, so she rescues these things from savers and whatnot, gets them cleaned up, and in some cases she resells them. I love Lego, but it's so expensive. I do have a forage harvester and a coffee shop with a giant donut on it. That's awesome. Um, I'm thinking about going into the Legos that we have left, separating them out into containers, and then maybe selling them off to people that do builds, so that they're back out there in circulation and not just sitting in a container in storage, you know. So I have a shameful amount of books about witchcraft and Aleister Crowley. Is it Aleister Crowley? I'm not a Thelmite or a Wiccan or anything. I'm just a weirdo. That's funny stuff. Yeah. I let's see here. Disney Legos, saw them at the Lego store. It was the first train station I wanted to buy so bad. Yeah, and so there are, I wanted to say recipes. There are blueprints out there for the big, huge things that are for sale in the Lego store, and it'll tell you how many of each size of whatever that you'll need. So you can go out to like eBay and or wherever people are selling individual Legos, and you can buy enough to do your own thing for cheaper than buying, well, hopefully cheaper than buying the whole set out of the Lego store. So that was our thought. Kate and I still haven't done it yet, but it was a thought. Plus the organization part of it, both I really like, and it also makes my skin crawl just a little bit. I have to see how many different individual Lego parts there are and how many containers that would take, because it would have to be organized. They'd all have to be cleaned and organized in a manner that would fit in my head without extra medication. No, I'm just kidding. a while back, Greg said, "Well, I like your coffee mug." This is yet another Walmart coffee mug that I believe this is one of the two that we got in Dallas, actually, when we went for my birthday, not last year, but the year before. Should put my travel pictures up on the Discord so that put all the travel pictures up in a set, and then maybe we'll talk about what happened in those individual travels that we can tell stories about. Been to Legoland in Windsor. It was great. Yeah. Haven't gone to Legoland in California. Whenever we go, we're just in Disney, you know. Yeah, Deadpool. I want to go to Legoland. Yeah, we just haven't. We just get to Disney. I mean, we're Disney files pretty much, and it gets a little out of control sometimes. Oh, there is one in Florida. Okay. Well, maybe after the whole surge and everything is over in Florida, and maybe in a couple of years when it's safe, Dadpool can drive down to Florida from Maryland. Never know. Oh, so what else? Change topics again, but read a story of a Kansas dog that went missing. It's off of CNN. A Kansas dog went missing. Hey, don't be playing commercials on me. Kansas dog went missing for 2 days, or for days. Doesn't say how long. Turns out she had journeyed to her previous house in Missouri, over 50 miles away. After Cleo, the 4-year-old Labrador, went missing, her owners found her somewhere they didn't expect, at home, except it was the family's previous home. So the dog left Lawson, Missouri, and traveled to Olathe, Kansas. The confusing part is it would have had to have crossed either on a bridge with a fair amount of traffic or swam across a river to get there. So that's the weird part for them. They're like, we don't know how she did it, and we kind of don't want to know. This is the new owners said that they came home and there's this dog comfortably laying on the porch and wasn't wearing a collar, but it was too well groomed and fed to be a stray, so they had a vet scan the dog and found owners' last names were the same last name from the people that sold the house, the names on the documents that they saw. They never met them, but they remember their names. Once they contacted them over Facebook, told them where he was, they were kind of speechless. Door to door, Cleo would have had to have traveled 57 miles from her current home in Kansas to her previous home in Missouri, and neither family knows how she made the trip, considering that she would have had to have crossed a large river or a bridge, wrestling with heavy traffic to get to that house. But no matter how or why she made the trip, her owner said she's just glad that they found her. Just feels really good to be reunited with her, Drew, Cleo's owner, told KNBC. She is really everything to us. Yeah. I completely agree. So, haven't had anything like that happen to us, thank God. had a cat as a kid that because my parents didn't let animals in the house. We had cats that stayed outside, and they were our cats, as in that we fed them. But Rebel says Royal could make it to Kansas. Yeah, she could. The German Shepherd that she has. Um, this cat was just kind of the purpley gray fur cat and dark eyes. He was a cool cat. We just called him Shadow, and he disappeared for a couple of years and came back. Um, and we knew it was the same cat because he had a little scar on his face on one side, and he just came back like he'd never gone anywhere. It was just kind of bizarre, but that's the closest thing, since we have no idea where they came from in the first place. It's kind of hard to have a story about where they went. Yeah, it was smart dog. Smart dog, though. Yeah. Yeah. But the other thing that I posted, speaking of Disney and Target, I think, if I remember right. Yep. Star Wars merch has escaped Galaxy's Edge and has landed at Target. So that's articles from Gizmodo. So some toys and collectibles, action figures, statues, exclusives, and other merchandise are going to be available at Target. It says, beware, if you look here, you're probably going to spend some money after. So a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, one could only buy merchandise from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at the actual Star Wars Galaxy's Edge attractions in Disneyland or Disney World. Soon that will no longer be the case. August 30th, Target stores will become the exclusive trading outpost for popular Star Wars branded theme park areas. The stores won't have everything, but no custom lightsabers or blue milk yet. Just have some merchandise inspired by the stories being told from the park. So from Lego, Hasbro, Funko, and others. These unique pieces, while most of the merchandise inside Galaxy's Edge is presented as if it's real merchandise being sold on the far, far away planet of Batuu, these products are directly inspired from the park itself. The Falcon is based on the Falcon that's in the park, the Lego ship that you yourself walk into on the Rise of the Resistance. Galaxy's Edge bar at Oga's Cantina for fans that have been to the park. These pieces are a nice remembrance for fans who haven't. They're a tease of what they're missing. All of it very cool, and don't worry, when and if Galaxy's Edge locations start running again, the Florida one is open, but California is still closed. There's still plenty of exclusives that you can only get there, and they have some of their favorites listed. So anyway, yeah, something that I thought was interesting. I mean, there was since the park was shut down, some smaller retailers were receiving the little round Coke cans and that because Disney wasn't buying them, and Coke didn't want to eat the cost of losing out on that much product, so they had sent it to smaller locations, and these smaller locations got inundated and all of it bought up really quickly. So that's the only thing that I've heard of stuff that's only available at Galaxy's Edge getting out. It was mainly out of need for the company not to lose money on product. But anyway, good times. What else is going on? Anybody doing anything exciting other than staying inside? Or I guess I should rephrase that. What exciting are you guys doing while you're staying inside? Because we're all smart enough to stay alive. Everybody needs a coffee mug at least the size of your head. No, it's an optical illusion. It's not quite that big. Still trying to get used to the 4K TV. That's true. I mean, I remember when we went to our, I think it's 50-inch television in Abu Dhabi. We had it mounted on the wall probably a little bit too high, actually, because we ended up having to watch like this because our installer didn't point out, hey, the rest of the world just mounts it down here. But trying to get used to how 3D and 2D object could be without wearing goggles. It was difficult, and I can imagine what a 4K is like. It's probably, right now for you, it's probably like watching a 3D movie. Rebels is probably going to cosplay at home. Well, if that's what you want to do for your birthday, then so be it, right? Can't buy you an Impossible Whopper and have it sent to your house. If I could, maybe I would. We discovered the Impossible Whopper. Rebel brought them out to her brother and I, and even cold. And this sentence is probably obvious. Even cold, they're better than the Whopper. Well, I actually had to get out one day, and I made a drive to the closest Burger King around here, and I had side by side. I tried a hot Whopper and a hot Impossible Whopper. The Impossible Whopper still tasted better, and it was burger tasting, but also had some of the nuttiness that you get from some of the vegetarian. So it had kind of savory and sweet, plus the smoky taste to it. I don't know how else to describe that. Yeah, so that, I don't know, once we get closer to Burger King, right now, if I wanted to go to Burger King from here, I would have to drive to Eagle County. Basically, I would drive through 3 counties to get to the closest Burger King. It's like an hour and a half drive. So it's, well, even longer than that. It's 45 minutes to Rifle, and from Rifle to, it's in Eagle County, but I can't remember the name of the town. It's another probably 40 minutes. It's above Glenwood Springs. I have to drive through Glenwood Canyon to get to it. So, nice drive, pretty drive. So Kathy, my wife, I'll call her Kate, just so you don't think we're 2 different people. She says that she blames me for her love of food now because I've gotten her to analyze flavors instead of the just eating and going, yeah, that was pretty good. Now it's like, okay, well, why is it good? Is it what seasoning do you taste? Is it savory? Does it have sweet quality to it? Is it from the kind of veggie quality to it? Is it, you know? And so now we turn food into an experience too. And so we did that more when we were traveling to Disneyland a few times during the year. We had um, what do they call it? The annual passport, annual pass holders. So even if we could go every couple of months and just go for 2 days or something, it was, you didn't feel a rush to have to push through everything and, trying to ride every ride in 2 days and you're just fatigued. It was more like we would go there, we'd ride it a few rides and get to have like one meal inside the park, and then the rest of everything else was just kind of snacks and snacking back at the hotel. But we would have like one good meal at the park, and so we would savor it, make it last, kind of a thing, enjoy it instead of just having it be sustenance, having it be a quick burger or fries or whatever. Because we found once you put everything together, a sit down meal there is not much more expensive than if you went and got a burger, fries, and a drink, or a sandwich, a side, and a drink. So you may as well pick something that you want to eat, and have like one decent meal each day at the park, and then everything else can be like outside the park, make it a little more economical. And we Rebel and I went to what do they call it? The was it Glenwood? It's not Glenwood Canyonland. I can't remember. There's a amusement park in Glenwood on top of the one of the plateaus up there, on top of one of the mesas. And I mean, I had seen the cable cars and whatnot going up and down the side of the hill. I just figured it was just something that people did for, taking mountain bikes and junk up the hill and riding back down or whatever. I didn't even look into it until our second year here. And I think we went like, was it on your birthday or for your birthday? And nobody else. So we went to the caverns at Glenwood or something like that. Glenwood Caverns something. It was kind of cheesy. Um, the rides weren't great, but the the caverns were pretty cool. The caverns were very cool. Um, they're at a constant temperature. Sorry, that's just. Um, but yeah, it's a good 1 day thing, and it's a good thing to say, yeah, we did that. We don't have to go back, but yeah, we did that. I remember every time I drive by it, I think about it. Actually, Rebel. So it was an interesting thing to do. Um, but all right, well, this was good. I feel I feel better than I did when we first started. I do every time. So I know that this elevates my mood every time that I come on and stream, and makes me, yeah, after the drop ride with the seatbelt. Yeah, there was a vertical drop in I mean, it was what? Did they say it was an over 100-foot drop into the bottom of the cavern? It's the longest drop inside of a cavern in the States anyway. And yeah, we were waiting on top. It was like a mining theme that they had, and you drop down inside, and then there's this little cheesy scene where at the bottom where it's like some miners' skeletons down there that they didn't make it out, and they had the lanterns and everything, but it was just a very quick drop, not very Guardians of the Galaxy or Hollywood Hotel if you haven't been since they changed to Guardians of the Galaxy-esque was our thought, but it was more just straight common seatbelt. You pop on, you drop straight down inside the mountain, 100 feet, and then they bring you back up. Musty smell, the damp, kind of moldy smell down there, and then coming back up. It's like, all right, if you're going to do this, you need to have more ventilation in there than just dropping chunky monkeys like me down there a few times an hour. So, yeah, you were inside the rocks of the mountain. I mean, you felt how enclosed you were, and it's just one car with 4 seats that you drop straight down into the dark. They turn on the lights at the bottom, and then they bring you back up. It was creepy and fun at the same time. Hey, Fiona, you want to come over here? Come give us some loving. Oh, there she is. There's the monkey dog. Oh, yes. Give her some love. Precious. You good? She says, yeah, good. Now she's ready to go lay down on the couch. Fiona. Yep. Fiona the St. Bernard has her own webpage. Well, has her own Facebook page. She probably has as many likes, or, well, she actually has more likes on her Facebook page than I have on mine. So, just saying. But anyway, I guess now would be as good a time as any to go ahead and end the stream for today. Like I was saying, I feel a lot better after doing these streams. It makes me want to almost do it every day, but at the same time, I don't want it to be too much of a good thing. And once our numbers are up and we've got our affiliate status, those of you that are Prime members, if you're not already, she's going to go get her coffee now for, happy birthday, kid. Appreciate you, love you, and yeah, enjoy your beans and brew coffee. Once we have our affiliate, those of you that aren't already subscribing to somebody else with your Twitch Prime, you actually have a free sub that you can do every month. You do have to re-up it manually every month. We can't make it that easy for you, but at least that way the streamer that you do subscribe to gets half of that, at least half of that free $5 sub. And Jeff Bezos doesn't get to keep it in his pocket. We get to share the love with somebody else. So once we get some subscribers, maybe those of you with Twitch Prime, we can do like view parties on the days that we aren't streaming, so we can get in and watch an Amazon Prime movie together. We do have some that we've bought on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure how all of that works yet. I'm still doing that, but we can do movie nights a couple of times a month maybe, or movie weekends or something, whatever subscribers do, whatever they're available for. And those, I also have some games that we can play online too. So we can do those on days that we're not doing the stream or whatever, and still be able to interact if there's interest there. So looking forward to options in the future. So I think I will go ahead and end it here, and we'll get together again on Friday. Maybe I will have a little bit better research done on Friday so we can do something other than talk about news and that. But I do appreciate every one of you for coming in. We had a lot. I didn't even acknowledge that we had over 100 reactions way back around 10:48. We had over the 100 message mark. We're probably approaching 200 now. So it was a lot of interaction, and I really appreciate you guys. Check out the Discord when you join. I'll see you when you join, and make sure you get the right permissions to be able to view stuff. Still filtering through, finding out how to automatically set that up. But this way, be able to share content. Like I said, maybe we'll put travel pictures and things on there. Then when I talk about the different travel stories, which there are a ton of them, I have a picture set to go along with them so you guys can look at it too on the Discord while we're chatting. So, all right, I will go ahead and end the stream here. Maybe see you guys on Friday or 9:30-ish. Tech problems withstanding, and you guys have a great day, not just because I said so, but because you deserve it. Appreciate you.